Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is October the 18th, 2018. Strong hand, long-term thinking, unconfiscatable. This game is not rigged. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Value your wealth in Bitcoin, people. Hey, you can get shirts, you can get Trezor's affiliate links below. This one says 2.1 quadrillion Satoshis. Oh yeah, Satoshi Nakamoto, baby. Yeah, I like this shirt. It's growing on me. It's growing on me. Remember, I am in Santiago, Chile. I will be in New Orleans December 3rd and 4th at an event down there. If you want to join me there, links 20% Meister discount code is linked to below. Check all that out. Linked to below. Travel to New Orleans is a good time of year to check it out. I've been to New Orleans before when I was a younger man and when I valued my wealth in other things other than Bitcoin. I was at the Mardi Gras. Anyway, so let's jump into today though. And, well, before we get to today, tomorrow, This Week in Bitcoin show. You can check out all the old This Week in Bitcoin shows at techbalt.com, techbalt.com, techbalt. That's where I am on Twitter. I'm tweeting things out all day long. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern time. That's 1 p.m. in Los Angeles. That is 9 p.m. in London, 10 p.m. in Italy. This Week in Bitcoin. Federico will be on. Marty Bent will be on. And introducing Jeet. Oh, yeah, he'll be on too. I've used his tweets before. He's got a great Twitter feed. We'll talk all about it tomorrow. So this week hasn't been that exciting, though, for some people. We'll have a lot of things to talk about. I mean, at the beginning of the week, there was Fidelity and all the Tether nonsense. And these guys are great, and they'll have so much to talk about. But there are a lot of people out there. They're like, well, there's not much going on today. Today, especially. Not much going on in Bitcoin and crypto today. Got to look at my old coin desk to hear some boring old stories that they keep. No, need some generic ICO stories now to make it seem like things aren't boring. No, boring is good. What's wrong with boring? That doesn't have to be an earth-shattering, FUD-inducing story every day of the week. It's kind of nice, and it just strengthens my hand. But for some people, they're like, ooh, the price isn't moving that much. I better sell. You know, boring, unfortunately, impulsive people don't like boring. They always want to be doing something. And times like this, they'll do something for the sake of doing something. And that's the sign of a weak hand right there. Yeah, don't let the boring. What's wrong? If you're bored with Bitcoin, then, you know, go watch a video about philosophy. Go read more into some of the specifics of crypto and Bitcoin. There are a lot of stories. I'm going to talk about a lot of things on the show here today. Again, none of them are earth-shattering, but they're great reminders of what a bright future we have. So if you're bored, think of the bright future. Again, you shouldn't get bored. People shouldn't be. If you get bored, you're not an interesting person. Some would say. You know, you shouldn't get bored. But again, there are some people, oh, Bitcoin is boring now. There's no major story. There's no price movement. No. You're not using your head. But again, and if you're not using your head, you're likely to panic and have a weak hand and sell. So, you know, to talk about how much things have changed over the years in such a short time, and we're going to talk about a custodial. Soon, we're going to have all these big financial organizations with their custodial accounts and the financialization of Bitcoin. And what day that will happen on, I don't know, people. Be patient. It's going to happen. But back in the day, 2016, let me teach you a lesson about, and some of you know this story, but some of you are new, about letting other people hold your Bitcoin or letting other people hold your crypto. There was the great BTC-E exchange, which eventually ran away with everybody's money. But before it was hacked or stolen from or whatever, it was people liked it, even though no one knew where it was. Maybe it was in Eastern Europe or something. So some people were keeping their Ethereum there. And all of a sudden in 2016, the first major crypto dividend ever happened. Ethereum Classic was born. Everybody who controlled their Ethereum private key was entitled to this new thing called Ethereum Classic. Everyone was going on wild on Poloniex, trading it. Oh my God, it was the talk of the town. BTC-E, they had an issue with the Ethereum they were storing for people because it wasn't really those people's Ethereum, they soon learned, because BTC-E couldn't deliver the Ethereum Classic that all the Ethereum owners thought they were getting. And you know what BTC-E said? They said Ethereum Classic is a scam. They had an actual press release, actual blog post on their site that said Ethereum Classic is a scam. They don't want anything to do with it. Basically, personal responsibility was not their counterculture. Personal responsibility was not their thing. They lost it. They just made up a lie about it. And so I tell this story because it is the wild, wild west. So we're going to talk about crypto lending in a second. And again, for all you people who think XYZ exchange is safe, this is exchange is safe. It's safe up until the moment they don't give you your crypto dividend that you're entitled to. It's safe up until the moment that the insurance fund runs out after they've been hacked. Okay, that's why you got to control your private key. But again, it shows you, how it is a wild, wild west, and how things have progressed in the last 2 years too. And the funny thing is, BTC-E called Ethereum Classic a scam. Okay, but here we stand today, 2 years later. Who's around and who's not around? Okay, there's no such thing as BTC-E exchange anymore in its previous form, at least. Ethereum Classic is still what Ethereum Classic was that very day in 2016. Pound that freaking like button for all you Ethereum Classic freaks out there who love it when I just say Ethereum Classic. And no, just because I said it doesn't mean buy it. Don't misinterpret my story there, God. All right, so Tor de Meester has a tweet out there about the race for custody, he says. And he quotes, he retweeted a tweet from Bloomberg, actually. It says, exclusive, Goldman Sachs and billionaire Novogratz are investing in crypto custodian BitGo. Tor goes on to say, Bitcoin financialization requires turnkey solutions for institutions. Prime brokerage, basically. This is what's needed to see Bitcoin in the portfolios of large hedge funds, mutual funds, endowments, pension funds, insurance companies, etc. All right. So what I liked about this is that there are a lot of different organizations, groups, institutions that want to get into this custodial account type of thing to get the liquidity flowing into this the financialization of Bitcoin, into the new products that people will be investing in, that these traditional financial players will be guiding people into. Okay, so this process, I'm glad there's competition. I'm glad there's going to be multiple custodial accounts out there to make all the 80%ers feel safe. And not just 80%ers, but again, people who are used to stocks and bonds. I'm glad there's going to be a competition. Again, since there's more than just one, it shows you that this is going to be very big. And just because it's very big doesn't mean you need to participate in it. Because if you want to buy Bitcoin, just buy it. You don't need Goldman Sachs to do it for you and hold it for you. You don't need Wells Fargo to do it for you. You can do it right now and beat them all to the punch before they drive up the freaking price in terms of fiat. But most people aren't going to. They're going to jump in afterwards when Wells Fargo allows them to. And they'll complain about how expensive it was when they should. If they took personal responsibility right now, they wouldn't have to worry about custodial accounts. They just learn how to use a Trezor. I mean, they could even buy it at Coinbase right now and keep it there. But no, they want to feel very safe through the traditional name. They don't know what Coinbase is. They know Wells Fargo. They know Bakkt, or the people that are doing Bakkt at least. You get the picture, but I like that there is a, Tor reminds us that there's a race for custody, a race. The race is on. And I'm not participating in that race. I won this race a long time ago when I took personal responsibility, bought my Bitcoin myself, controlled my private key, threw it on the Trezor, and the rest is history. In Santiago, Chile today. Okay, so then Baltimore, then New Orleans, then Los Angeles, and then someplace else. I'll tell you. Tell you soon. All right, so I don't want to jinx anything. What else was here? Okay, I talked about the Ethereum Classic flashback there. That was great. I hope you had enjoyed your flashback. It's better than having like a drug-related flashback. Pound that freaking like button. Don't do drugs. Enjoy the real world, dude. Watch my Saturday show, the Beyond Bitcoin show, if you want to hear more about that type of thing, about healthy living and beyond Bitcoin type of subjects. All right. Remember, 4 p.m. this week in Bitcoin. Tomorrow, Friday. All right. Spencer Bogart says, this is a long-term thinking, this is where the big boys play type of quote here. Turns out stability and reliability are highly valued features. No one wants to risk substantial value on a platform in a move fast and break things mentality. Taken further, near ossification, speaking of boredom, may be prerequisites for large-scale adoption. Innovation pushes to higher layers. All right, he's basically saying, don't rush things. Bitcoin, yeah, it's slow and boring. That's what the big boys like, that you're not going to throw lots of value on something that's constantly changing, that doesn't have stability and reliability. Again, all these altcoins can say that they're the fanciest things on earth. They can change like this. They are changing like this. No, big, giant institutions and long-term thinking people aren't going to invest value in things that can change suddenly or that can break suddenly, that are unpredictable. No, and a lot of you just are never going to get that for some reason. You're never going to get the way the 20%ers think. Okay, it doesn't have to be fancy schmancy, ever-changing, bells and whistles, fancy sets and graphics. It should be stable and a rock and boring, if you want to use that term. He used ossification there, near ossification. So yeah, and then the base will be stable. Then you could do the experimentation on the upper levels, the second layer solutions, Lightning Network, et cetera, et cetera. That can break. Lightning Network can break. Bitcoin below will still be a rock. It will not affect the main Bitcoin. Thank you, Spencer, for that reminder. Spencer is a wealthy man. Decide for yourself. I don't even know that. I know he's wealthy. All right, so. But hey, make the decision. Personal responsibility is a new counterculture. If you want to go with the Ripple side of things, go with the Ripple side of things. They can change things whenever they want to, print as much as they want to. Yeah. They're corporate, right? Okay, do what you want to do. All right. So just when it all fails, it's your fault. You took that. You made that move. Don't sue Ripple. You bought the Ripple. Tour de Meester, in my opinion. The developing Bitcoin/crypto lending market will be one of the biggest stories of the next 24 months. Now, he's got it. Maybe his timeline might be a little fast there. It could be after 24. It could be but there definitely, there's already crypto lending and Bitcoin lending. I have said many times that, in this wild, wild west, where BTC-E can say Ethereum Classic is a scam and steal all your Ethereum Classic, you're gonna, if you're messing with Bitcoin lending, you're gonna get ripped off most likely, okay? But it might become more reliable or insured. Why you need to lend out your Bitcoin, why you need to get a loan in Bitcoin is beyond my understanding. Well, it isn't beyond. It's beyond something the insanity I would take part in. It's insane. I understand it's greed on the part of people, or it's ignorance on the part of people to participate in something like that. Just control your own darn private key. If you want interest, if you want crypto dividends, you'll get some forks every once in a while. Okay, you'll get some Bitcoin crypto dividends every once in a while. If you this interest loaning so I mean, still, he's got a point. He didn't say it was going to be a positive or a negative story. It's just going to be a story in the next 24 months, which makes me think, well, immediately he gets a reply from this dude. And all this is linked to below, by the way, so you can read it yourselves. This dude says, it will become one of the biggest tales of woe in the sector. I said, whoa, wrong. One of the biggest tales of woe in the sector. I made the mistake once of getting a loan denominated in Bitcoin in August of 2013. Ouch, that was risky, dude. I bet you can guess what happened next. Oh yeah, I can guess, dude. I got wrecked so hard. I liquidated my 30 Bitcoin loan for business expenses around $150 per Bitcoin. Then the price ballooned over the next 4 months to over $1,000. It ended up costing me $25,000 US to pay back a $4,500 loan. That's part of the reason I went bankrupt in 2014. I give that guy credit for sharing his story. I hope you all can learn about that. You know, you hear about all these crypto traders saying how geniuses they are. They made so much money off Tron, or and you have no idea if they're telling the truth or not. You rarely hear stories about this, about grown men with families who went bankrupt because they engaged in a crypto loan. I mean, that's all he did. And that's all. I mean, he did something risky and he took personal responsibility. Hey, I'm glad he shared that story. R. Rafterman sent $2 in the super chat. Strong self-control. Be your own man. Heck yeah! Pound that freaking like button. Thank you, R. Rafterman. And that really sums it up. Don't be impulsive. Be a man, dude. Just don't take personal responsibility. It'll work out. Preparation. Don't rush into things. Preparation. We're going to get into that in a second, actually. So speaking of risky or controversial aspects of cryptocurrency, there's a new article from KC Research, and maybe things are about to get frothy again when you start to read articles like this. Oh, you know, we heard a lot of wild tales during the boom times of altcoins and whatnot. But yeah, and Doug Casey, again, he's been on my show before. And when he was on my show, this is how much, in February of 2017, when he was on my show, he wasn't a big crypto fan. Now he's got supposed crypto guys working for him. And his Casey Research posts things like this: how to make a fortune in the gold-backed crypto revolution. All right, so there he goes. It's all cyclical. He's talking about a gold-backed crypto coin again. Come on. We've been through this before. It's ridiculous. That's crypto noise. It's totally crypto noise. It's to get people. It's a total catchphrase. Gold-backed crypto coin. It's this dream that people think it's a centralized cryptocurrency. No, we don't need that. I mean, there's no point. Why should there be a gold back? It's to get people who are obsessed with gold a little bit more into crypto. And again, gold and holders are great. The guys who used to hold gold and they were patient and they understood it as a store of value, and then they transitioned into Bitcoin knowing that it's gold 2.0, that's a better form of gold, it's the new, just an incredible store of value when compared to gold too. It's something that everyone can get into because there's a lot there. You just can't move gold around and whatever. But still, there's always these gimmick people that want to turn back the clock or just want to have a gimmick and have these talk about gold-backed cryptocurrency. So I don't even know what Doug's dude is even talking about exactly here. What latest insight he has on some gold-backed cryptocurrency. It's crypto noise, people. But if you look at it from a positive aspect, hey, crypto noise like this, you usually hear only during frothy times. So maybe for all you impatient people, it's going sky high in terms of fiat tomorrow. I don't care. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. Pound that freaking like button. All right. Oh yeah. Okay. So next thing about not being in a hurry. This was actually retweeted by Jeet, who will be on the show tomorrow, and it was tweeted by Morgan Housel. He's talking about Warren Buffett. Now, I'm not putting Warren Buffett on a pedestal here. And by the way, thank you for the one. Well, someone sent. Well, maybe he took it back. I don't know. I said somebody had sent €1. If you really sent €1, before you redacted it, hey, thank you. If you redacted it, yeah, maybe you needed the €1. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. You can take back your €1. But thanks if you sent the €1. It took your name away, so I don't know who that was. Okay, I think I know who it was, but I don't want to say. It doesn't matter. Let's get back to the show, though. Warren Buffett lesson here. This is a quote, supposedly. Charlie and I always knew that we would become incredibly wealthy. We were not in a hurry to get wealthy. We knew it would happen. Rick was just as smart as us, but he was in a hurry. So originally there was Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, and some guy named Rick, and they were all equivalent. They were all smart guys, and Rick was in a hurry, and he did not become wealthy. He did riskier things. So this is just a reminder. You might be the smartest dude in the world, but if you're in a hurry, you're risking it, dude. Take that slow and steady approach. That, Warren Buffett, that's one thing you can say about Warren Buffett. He's no fan of Bitcoin, but he was not in a hurry. Know that you guys with Bitcoin, you will get wealthy. You will think of it start that mindset. Like he said, they always knew they would be incredibly wealthy, but one of them was in a rush. He was not patient, and thus he was in a hurry. He did not become wealthy. So slowly accumulate that Bitcoin just by buying it. Don't go wild trying to get loans or loaning it out or trading altcoins for it. Okay, that means you're in a hurry, and it's not going to end up too well. You're not going to end up wealthy that way. Just start with that mentality. I am going to be incredibly wealthy. But I gotta be patient. I can't be in a hurry. So that's the name of the show, the One Bitcoin Show. Let one Bitcoin be your first goal, and then just keep moving it up. 2 Bitcoin, 3 Bitcoin, 10 Bitcoin, 100 Bitcoin, whatever it is. Just keep moving up, and and eventually you're gonna be like, oh, I'm getting more. I'm hitting more and more of my milestones, and look, it's 2025, and I'm incredibly wealthy. Wow, time flew by, and trust me, dudes, time flies by. I mean, it just felt like yesterday was 2010, okay, and now it's almost 2020. It's just, God, you got to treasure life too. You got to enjoy life. That's why I don't know why people want to get away from life by drinking and doing drugs and doing all these things that you can't really live your life. You're living in a fantasy world with that, and then you come down and you feel real bad. I mean, life is very precious, very precious. So enjoy it and treasure it. And while you're treasuring it, be patient and know you're going to succeed. And you will if you're patient, like Warren Buffett was. What is it? Kevin Pham has a tweet out there. Kevin Pham, he was on the This Week in Bitcoin show before. Bitcoin is a check on government. People trying to get the two to work together don't get it. Pound that like button, dude. I agree with that, Kevin. But yet, there's all sorts of coins saying, yeah, we work well with the government, or we want to be, or there's all sorts of organizations too. We'll comply with every regulation they have. No, that's not that. They're not supposed to get along. They're not supposed to get along. Okay, you're supposed to. You get into Bitcoin to get away. You opt out of the welfare dollar system. You opt in to the Bitcoin overlay 20% land. Okay, and they don't get along. But both will continue to exist. Government and Bitcoin. 80%ers and 20%ers. Collectivist and individualist. I'll save that for another show. What else do we have? Oh, yeah. One thing that I like, and we'll conclude with this. No, we won't conclude with this. There's one thing after this. Throughout the day, there's sometimes guys from the chat here, guys who send me emails, guys who leave comments. They'll send me a tweet, a direct message, and we get into conversations. And sometimes I'm just so impressed by that these guys are true 20%ers. They've gained knowledge from this show, and I gain knowledge from them when we get into these conversations. And they really understand the 20%er aspect of Bitcoin, the opt-out of the mainstream, the taking personal responsibility. And I love when I talk to these dudes during the day. It just makes my hand that much stronger. It makes me that much more eager to put out a new show every single day when I can get that kind of feedback from real people out there all over this freaking planet too. It's guys in Australia and England, the United States, wherever, that share stories with me, and I can see they really get it. So when I know that there are fellow 20%ers out there that really get it, it's awesome. It really gets me pumped. Strong hand brothers, baby. We're strong hand brothers. Let's do it. All right. Woo! As Ric Flair used to say. And still says. He's still alive, unbelievably enough, from after drinking so much and destroying his entire body through wrestling and alcohol abuse. So what else do we have? Okay. Race. Oh, yeah, there's a Tether article. Didn't even read much of it. It's a guy's theory. He says Tether is exiting and nobody noticed. He says they're gracefully unwinding Tether. Okay, that would be great if it unwinds gracefully and there's no big fight explosion. Read the guy's article if you care about that stuff. I don't. We'll talk about Tether on This Week in Bitcoin tomorrow. Giacomo Zucco. This is how I'll conclude the show today. It's about Bitcoin maximalism, and we'll talk about that on tomorrow's show. He's got an interesting take, and Giacomo is awesome. He's been on the show before a few times. Bitcoin maximalism, also known as moderate common sense, Bitcoin could succeed, maybe, is the middle of the spectrum, actually. The two extremes are no-coiner extremism, Bitcoin cannot exist, and multi-coiner extremism. Bitcoin is infinitely replicable, and my clone is the best. So he puts it in there. He doesn't put Bitcoin maximalism at the extreme end of a spectrum, as many people do. He puts it right in the middle of a scale there, between the no-coiners and the multi-coiners. So that is a unique way of looking at Bitcoin maximalism. Hey, man, you learn something new every day. You see a different perspective every day. That's why I love my strong hand brothers out there. Pound that like button, people. Click on those squares that you see up there right now. Bang that bell button if you need a reminder when this goes live. I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, check out the notes section below. I'll say hi to you dudes in the super chat. See ya!